For today's video I want to have a very quick comparison between two electric bikes, Eleglide T1 and Eleglide M2. Eleglide T1 also comes with a step-through version, so I had a really good experience with this bike and I recommended my friend who was in the market looking for a cheaper electrical bike to get the Eleglide, and he got the black T1. Let's take a look at the stats so you can see that the price for T1 is actually higher than for the newer model M2. So on the left side you have the T1 and on the right side you have the M2. T1 is 4 kilograms heavier. They both run 27.5-inch tires, but the frame size is half inch smaller on the T1 compared to the M2. And then that results in a difference of the saddle height. So this one from the ground is from 34.3 to 42 inch, and this one 32.5 to 39.5. So it's much smaller. While the recommended height is 2 meters on this bike and only 195 here, I can tell you if you're a taller person, M2 will fit you better. If you're shorter, T1 should be better for you. This motor delivers on the T1 500 watts versus 570 watts on the M2, and it has also a little bit less torque compared to that one. And I actually did a comparison in my review, and this M2 accelerates a little bit faster, being lighter and having a bit more torque. There is a difference in how the gears are set up. So you have only 7 gears, so 1x7 on the T1, and you have 3x8 on the M2, and this ratio is better for going full speed. If you wanna pedal above 35 kilometers per hour, it's getting hard on the T1, and you can pedal up to 40 kilometers per hour with the M2 in more comfort. Battery capacity is also larger on the M2, so it's 15 amp hours versus 10.5, or 450 watt hours versus 540 watt hours. If you are riding in the city, you will probably like that the T1 has mud guards and the rack where you can put a bag like this, like my friend did. It also has the rear light, which is missing on the M2, and I think it's a bit of a disadvantage that there is no rear light and you have to install your own. One next difference that you will notice, the motor is actually different. It's much larger motor in the M2 versus the T1, and it also has a little bit more torque, and it also has a little bit better acceleration, and it also provides a little bit more watts than the T1. Both bikes have the front suspension that has a lockout, and they both have very similar headlights that work, that do the job. Also, there is some difference in the seat or saddle. On the T1 it's a little bit wider, and on the M2 it's a little bit sporty. M2 has a little bit wider handlebars, which help with the control on sketchy roads, and also a little bit smaller display compared to the T1. One more little difference is that M2 has a twist throttle and the T1 has thumb throttle. They both work as mopeds, so you can ride by pressing the button, you don't need to pedal. The final difference between the bikes is that M2 has hydraulic disc brakes that perform much better than the T1's disc brakes that are based on cables. And if you wonder how much difference does that make, this is me stopping from 30 kilometers per hour to 0, starting to brake at the same point, and here is the difference. All in all, if you're looking for more sporty, mountain bikey looking bike, go with the Eleglide M2, you can't go wrong. However, if you need a real commuter with fenders or mud guards to protect your ass from getting wet, and also the rack to put little bag to carry your groceries or something like that, then the Eleglide T1 is still a choice, and it also comes with the step-through model. I have reviewed both these bikes, and there are links in the description if you wanna check out more info about them. Otherwise, I hope you found this comparison useful, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bird just shit on my camera bag. Thank you, bird.